Her husband's to Aleppo gone, master of the tiger. But in a sieve I'll hither sailing like a rat without a tail. I do!
I'll give thee a win.
Oh, thou art kind. And I myself of all the others, and the very ports that blow, and all the quarters that they know, I, the shipman's carpet, I will drain him dry as hay. Sleep shall neither night nor day hang upon his penthouse lid. He shall live a man forbid. Where is nights 9 times 9? Shall he dwindle, peak and pine? Though his bark cannot be lost, but it shall be tempest tossed. Look what I have! Show! Here I have a pilot's tongue. Racked as homeward he did come.
A drum, Macbeth doth come. The weird sisters, hand in hand, posters of the sea and land, thus to go about, thrice to thine and thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up 9.
Paces, the shouts locked up.
So foul and fair a day I have not seen.
How far is it colder for us? What are these? So wild and in their attire, they seem not like the inhabitants on this earth, and yet are on it. Live you, or are you aught that man may question? You seem to understand me. By each at once her choppy fingers laying upon her skinny lips. You should be women, yet your beards forbid me to interpret that you are so.
Speak if you can. What are you?
All hail, Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor.
Oh, hail, Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor. All hail, Macbeth! Thou shalt be king hereafter.
Good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? I name it truth. Are ye fantastical? Or that indeed which our worldly ye show? My noble partner you greet with present grace, of noble having and of royal prediction. To me you speak not. If you can look into the grain of time and say which seed will grow and which will not, speak then to me, who neither beg nor fear your favours, nor your hate.
Hail, hail!
Lesser than Macbeth, and greater.
Not so happy, yet much happier. Thou shalt get king, so thou art known. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo.
Banquo and Macbeth.
All hail!
Say, you imperfect speakers, tell me more. By Sinel's death, I know I am Thane of Cawdor, but how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives a prosperous gentleman, and to be king stands not within the prospect of belief, no more than to be Cawdor. Say from whence you owe this strange intelligence, or why upon this blasted heath you stop our way with such prophetic greeting. Speak, I charge you.
The earth hath bubbles as the water has in these are of them. Whither have they vanished?
Into the air, and what seemed corporal melted as breath into the wind. Would they had stayed.
Were such things here as you do speak about them? Have we eaten upon the insane root that keeps reason prisoner?
Your children shall be kings,
You shall be king.
and Thane of Cawdor too, when did not so.
To thyself send children words. Who's here?
The king hath happily received, Macbeth, the news of thy success, and when he reads thy personal venture in the rebels' sights, he wonders and his praises do contend which should be thine or his. Silence with that, in viewing o'er the news of this self-same day, he finds thee in the stoutner way and ranks, nothing afeard of what thyself did make strange images of death, as thick as hail came post with post, and every one did bear thy praises in his kingdom's great defence, and poured them down before him.
We are sent to give thee from our royal master thanks, only to herald thee into his sight, not pay thee.
And, as an earnest of a greater honour, he bade us from him call thee Thane of Cawdor, in whose honour, hail most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
Can the devil speak true?
The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?
Who was the Thane lives yet, but under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to lose, whether he was combined with those of Norway, or did line the rebel with hidden help and vantage, or that with both he laboured in his country's wrack, I know not. But treason's capital confessed and proved have overthrown him.
Glams of Thane of Cawdor. The greatest is behind. Do you not hope your children shall be kings, when those that gave the Thane of Cawdor to me promised no less to them?
That trusted home might yet enkindle you on the crown, besides Thane of Cawdor, but 'tis strange. And oft times to win us to our harms, the instruments of darkness tell us truths. Win us with honest trifles and betray us in deepest consequences. Cousins, a word, I pray you.
Two truths are told, as happy prologues to the swelling act of the imperial theme. I thank you, gentlemen. This supernatural soliciting cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given me earnest of success commencing in a truth? I am Thane of Cawdor. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion whose horrid image doth unfix my hair and make my seated heart knock at my ribs against the use of nature? Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. My thought, whose murder yet is but fantastical, shakes so my single state of man that function is smothered in surmise, and nothing is but what is not.
Look how our partner's wrapped with all.
If chance will have me king, why, chance may crown me without my stir.
Oh, new honours come upon him. Like our garments, cleave not to the mould, but with the aid of use.
Come what come may, time and the hour runs through the roughest day.
Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure.
Give me your favour, my dull brain was wrought with things forgotten. Kind gentlemen, your pains are registered where every day I turn the leaf to read them. Let us towards the king. Think upon what hath chanced, and at more time, the interim having waited, let us speak our free hearts each to other.
Very gladly.
Till then, enough. Come, friends.